In this lesson, we're going to look at triangles, how to name them. Just remember that triangles all have three sides, and they have to be closed, and the sides are straight. So just thinking about that, I have some triangles here you can see, and there's two ways to name it. Triangles basically have a first name and a last name when you give them an official name. They're named by their side lengths and by their angles. So let's just quickly go over these. You have an equilateral triangle, and that means that all three sides are equal, and because of this, all the angles are going to be equal too. So all your angles are equal, they'll all be 60 degrees, which makes every equilateral triangle automatically also down here the acute triangle that we'll get to in a minute, where it has three acute angles. Every equilateral triangle has to be an acute triangle because all the sides are equal and all the angles have to be equal too. An isosceles triangle is not quite the same as equilateral because equilateral has three equal sides. You can see these little notations here. These little marks just indicate that this side and this side are the same length because they both have one mark on them, because there's two equal sides in an isosceles triangle, and only two. So you have two equal sides, I'm isosceles. If I had three equal sides, I would be equilateral, but I don't. And so you come over here to scalene, where again we see this notation. You have this side is marked with 3, this is marked with 1, this is marked with 2. It means that they're all different sizes. It has 0 equal sides. It's called scalene. So you can see equilateral is 3 equal sides, isosceles is 2, and scalene is 0 equal sides. And that's all you can have. There's only 3 sides. It's 3, 2, or 0. Named by angles. So you have a right triangle, which means that it has just one right angle. So you have one right angle in the triangle, and that is a right triangle. Then you have an acute triangle, which just has 3 acute angles. So it doesn't have any right or any obtuse angles. 3 acute. They're just the little ones. 3 little angles. That's acute triangle. And then finally you have an obtuse triangle, which has 1 obtuse angle. So it's like a right angle, but it just opens up bigger than 90 degrees, but there's only one. Note that obtuse and right triangles only have one of their angles, whereas acute has all 3 angles have to be acute. And that has to do with just drawing a triangle. You can't make a triangle with more than one obtuse or right triangle. Just you can't draw it. Or one or more obtuse or right angle. So now what you do is you look at a triangle to name it, and you figure out how do you name it by its sides and how do you name it by its angles. Let's come over here and look at a few examples. You have this triangle here. Well, the first thing I notice is that you have this side is 5 and this side is 5. So you have 2 equal sides. This side's not labeled, it doesn't look equal, and you see that you have this marking here, which means it's a right triangle. So this one would be isosceles right, because it has 2 equal sides and a right angle. So isosceles let's zoom in here. So this is isosceles and right. So this would be an isosceles right triangle. And let's come down here to this one, which you can see has 1, and then this side's not equal, and this side's not equal. So they'll have different markings. So 1, 2, 3, 8 sides that are, none of them are equal. So that makes it scalene. And then you look at the angles, and it's not marked, and it looks like it opens up a decent amount. So I'm going to say that's probably more than a right angle. So it looks obtuse. So we're going to go with scalene obtuse, because it has 1 obtuse. So this is a scalene obtuse triangle. And one more example to look at. This one here, I look at the sides, and you can see that they are all supposed to be different sizes. So we know that it's scalene again. And then I look here and I see that these angles are all 3 of them are small angles. They're all less than 90, so it has to be scalene acute. A scalene acute triangle. And so those are the ways to name triangles.